gosh, we've made it to the United States. I cannot believe we are finally here. It is super weird for me to be back here. For those of you guys who are new, I am a US citizen. My husband is from Mexico, and we came over to the United States on a K-1 fiance visa, actually just a couple weeks ago. My last video showed what our civil ceremony was like in the US. It was nothing fancy. It was just a courthouse wedding. We've already celebrated previously with all of our friends and family, so this was just making it legal. But the journey doesn't stop here. The next big thing for us is adjustment of status, aka getting Martina a green card. The packet we're putting together for this is bigger and badder than the K-1 visa packet. It is intense. It is probably half a ream's worth of paper. Oh my gosh, can they just make this thing electronic already? Anyway, I digress. We're actually doing this whole process without a lawyer. Round of applause. Now, I've talked to so many people and they've told me getting the lawyer isn't worth it. They can't do anything to really make it faster unless you have an expedite case situation, which we don't. And plus, there's so many resources on YouTube and Facebook, all these different Facebook groups to help you to be able to do it on your own. So we did. I filled out the entire packet. I feel very confidently that we have crossed our T's, dotted our I's, and everything is perfect. So I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly what we're including in this massive packet. So grab a snack, get your notebook, take some notes, and let's get started. So a little background about us, because it's very important to know who we are as a couple for you to understand what our case is like. So I am the US citizen from California. Born here, a citizen here. Martina's from Mexico. Neither of us have been married before this or have any kids. Martina has no criminal record of any kind and has never entered the US illegally. So if you have any of those situations, it could be a little different from what you see here today. Also wanted to note that today's date is June 2nd, 2021. This is what is current as of now. And of course, just a general disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. I am not able to give any legal advice. However, this is just what my experience was like and what I personally am doing for our packet we were sending. Now, my biggest concern with this whole entire thing is making sure we avoid an RFE, which is a request for evidence. If there are things missing, especially regarding your income, it could make your case slow down. You're going to get a request for evidence in the mail, and they're going to require you to send more documents. We don't want any of that. This process has already been long enough. So I am the type of person who's going to make sure I'm sending more than I even need to. They're gonna love it, they're gonna review it, and everything is going to be in order. Plus, along the way, while I'm showing you the documents we're sending, I'll also throw in some helpful tips I've learned about filling out the forms. If you want a specific video on how to fill out the forms in complete detail, just let me know in the comments, and I could totally make that. I just wanna make sure that people actually need that. Let me go grab our packet and I'll walk you guys through each section. Okay everyone, here is our massive document. I'm just putting it here at the end of the bed because I have nowhere else to really show you guys this. Let's go through document by document. First thing we included is this page here. It is just a general letter to the USCIS stating what this document is that we're sending them. If you want, you can pause this video here and screenshot it so that you can see the exact verbiage that we use. Next, we submitted our I-485 cover letter. This is a letter stating that the first document in our package is the I-485 form and lists all the documentation we're going to be including as well and the order that is going to be shown in. This is the second page. Next, we included 2 photographs of my lovely husband as well as the check. Next, I included the G1145 form. This is the e-notification of application petition acceptance. This is going to ensure that we get notified via email once our immigration application is accepted. Next, I included the actual I-485 form. Now, a couple of things I wanted to note here was the non-immigrant visa number. If you're stuck on that, the number is actually in red on the visa around this area. On page 4 of this form, they also ask for the receipt number. That's another one that you'd be able to find right on their passport visa page. It starts with WAC and it's located around here after petitioner number. Another thing that I was confused about was the priority date. That can just be what the receival date was on your NOAA too. Just whatever the receival date was. And besides that, the rest of this form was super easy to fill out. Next, we get to the fun stuff for Martine's birth certificate. It is in Spanish, so I provided a translated copy right after. Now, fun fact, you don't actually need to pay to do a translation if you are capable of speaking both English and the language of the birth certificate. I was actually able to find an exact template of the birth certificate from Martine's home state online. That was a translated copy, and I just needed to fill in the terms in English to translate his birth certificate myself. It's very important that if you do it this way, though, that you do include a certificate of translator's competence. Next was a copy of Martine's biometric page from his passport, as well as a photocopy of his visa and entry stamp. Oh my gosh, something super important I wanted to mention as well is Martine is going to have a social security number that we can put on his forms. The reason for this is you can actually apply for a social security number 2 weeks after you come in on a K-1 visa, but it has to be before we send this packet. We are waiting on the number still. But after we show the passport, the entry stamp, the visa, we're going to include a copy of the social security number. We just haven't gotten it yet. So that would be inserted next. Next, I included our first notice of action. This was the one that showed that the petition was received. I included the second notice of action, the notification of approval. Here. Very important, you may be asked for an A number at some parts. You do have an A number. It's actually above the beneficiary name right up here. It starts with the letter A. Next, I included the NVC letter, as well as the I-94 record. This is another one that you're going to be asked about during some of the forms. They might ask for an I-94 record number, which would actually be located up here, as well as the entry date, some other information that may be on here. Now, where do you get this? They don't actually give this to you when you cross the border anymore. Now you actually have to go online to the I-94 official website. You input the beneficiary's passport number, the date they arrived, etc., and then it's going to give you this. Next, we included the vaccination documentation worksheet that Martine got during his medical. I also included a note here stating the date that their medical exam was complete, where it was complete, and that we shouldn't need to fill out an I-693 since the exam was less than a year ago. This isn't required. I just put it here just in case. Next, we included a copy of the marriage certificate, as well as some photos from our civil wedding. Look how gorgeous we are. So that was the I-485 section. Now there's still some more information we need to include. Next, we're going to move on to the I-864 section of our packet. This is actually going to be filled out by me, the petitioner, the US citizen. And I started off with just a general cover letter. You can screenshot this if you want to copy what we wrote. Basically, it just is stating who I am and all the information I'm including after this page. Next, here it is, Affidavit of Support. This is form I-864. This one was very easy to fill out. I don't think there's anything specific to call out. I do make above the poverty line threshold, and I do have a job both as a hourly employee where I have W-2s as well as a 1099 since I am an independent contractor on YouTube. So I will be including income from both of those jobs as well as pay stub. Next is the fun stuff. 1040, my tax return, my 2020 tax return. It is so thick. I wasn't sure if I should just include the first 2 pages, so I included everything. Then I did my 2019 and my 2018. Next, I included all of my W-2s for the past 3 years, as well as my 1099s for the past 3 years. I also included a certificate of employment from my work, as well as a copy of my contract. That's from my full-time job. And then I included pay stubs for the past 6 months. This includes both my full-time job as well as my independent contractor work I do. I also threw in a verification of deposit showing all of my savings. I included a copy of my passport, a copy of my birth certificate. Next, we're working on the I-765. This is personally my favorite part of the application. It is the part that is going to allow Martine to be able to work in the US. Current wait times for this are about like 6 to 8 months, so fingers crossed it's faster than that. This is just our cover letter, including, once again, all of the things that we're going to be showing from this page forward. Once again, we included 2 passport-style photos of Martine. I wanted to also mention that we write his full name and A number on the back of all of the ones we've included in this packet. And once again, we are doing the e-notification of application and petition acceptance. This is the G1145. Next, here we have the application for employment authorization. This one was really easy to fill out. For the immigration status, we put K1 fiancé visa, K1 fiancé visa for current immigration status as well. For the category, we put C9. Once again, copy of I-94. Even though we included it before, you got to do it again for this specific form. Also a copy of his passport, a copy of his visa and entry stamp, a copy of our marriage certificate, and at this point we're also going to include a copy of his social security card once we get it. Then we included the I-131 cover letter. This is her. Feel free to pause and screenshot if you need. This is for Martin to be able to travel, to be able to exit the United States in case he's actually planning to go to a wedding. He'd also like to go see his family over the holidays. This is going to just ensure that he gets a little card that will allow him to be able to re-enter the United States. Otherwise, he would not be able to leave until he gets his green card. This is optional, same with the work authorization, but recommended. I don't know why you wouldn't. Once again, 2 passport photos, as well as that G1145, so that we get notified via email. Then here we have the I-131, another really easy one to fill out. For date of intended departure, you can really put any date in the future. We just put it out for November to give some time. And then for the information about your proposed travel, we put, I was asked to be a groomsman in my best friend's wedding in Mexico. I would like to be able to attend this. Then we included a picture of the passport page, picture of the visa and entry stamp, picture of the marriage certificate, a copy of the 797 approval notice, the NOA 2, and a copy of the I-94. I just panicked and thought I wasn't recording that whole thing. Thank God, I can't do this all again. And that was our packet. Oh my gosh, so much paper, am I right? That it's a lot of information to put together. Honestly, the only hard thing about it is the constant copying and printing you're doing. If you have a at-home printer, it's going to be so easy. Luckily I have one, but I can't imagine having to go back and forth to the print shop. Oh my God. But anyway, that is everything we're including in our packet. If there's a specific form you want me to go over, please let me know down in the comments. I'm here to help you guys and make this process a lot easier. We're all in this together. I haven't filed this yet because, as I mentioned, we're waiting for Martin's social security number first. It's gonna allow him to be able to do things a lot easier, like opening a bank account, getting insurance, being able to get a driver's license in some states. So that's why we're waiting for that. A lot of people don't realize you can do that, but it is definitely going to be a lot easier if the office would just open up already. Once again, if you appreciated this, make sure you subscribe. It's the best way to say thank you. Also, we share tons of travel videos here. We're also planning to do more videos of Martin reacting to things in the United States. So a lot of exciting things coming up here. Love you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed this. So long, travel well, and make the world your neighborhood. See you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Did you know we have a Patreon? All our members get access to monthly income reports, exclusive podcasts, access to our private Facebook group, and even a copy of my ebook, Puerto Vallarta Like a Local. Business and first class patrons also get a postcard from us each month. Thanks so much for the support. Click the Patreon logo on this screen to join our family.